saddle up or something. It's crypto o'clock, yeah. Wandering these pixel prairies, hunting Bitcoin ghosts. Double dips and bull traps, who even knows? Stumbled on Road Dawg's den, charts glowing dim, nightly at 10:30, where the weirdos swim. Harmonics, whisper secrets, risk games so quaint. Meme coins, leaping fences in this digital paint. Bitcoin and Jesus croons from the speakers low, while coins whimpering softly, putting on a show. So poke that like if you're bored, join the dog parade, super chat your nonsense, make the chat cascade. Member up for the shimmer, alpha drip so slow, subscriber don't whatever, let the boredom go. Oh, rounding up the oddballs in this crypto charade. Road Dawg Crypto, yeah, where plans get unmade. Plans unmade. Tunes like Buy Me a Vet, dripping honey, sweet road and kudo, twirling on Solana Street. Chart school doodle signs, giggles in the grind, rants on governments, fading chats on weed, unwind. Mystical mumbo jumbo flare that's half asleep. Degens and misfits clustering, secrets they don't keep.
Off-kilter guitars stack.
Hover on the edge, super chat your plea. Member keys to nowhere, join the apathy. Like spark a tiny flame, crowd swell so mild in this dog days. Round I feel vaguely beguiled. Ooh, poke that like if you're bored, join the dog parade. Super chat your nonsense, make the chat cascade. Member up for the shimmer, alpha drip so slow, subscriber don't whatever, let the boredom go. Poke that like if you're bored, join the dog parade. Still bored, super chat your nonsense, make the chat cascade. Member up for the shimmer, alpha drip slow. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, Road Dawg or something. Woke up to a green candle, thought it was Christmas morn. Check my phone at the bus stop, portfolio reborn. Mom said, put it in premium bond. I said, Mom, you're adorable. Now I'm refreshing charts in the loo, feeling deplorable. Yeah, brilliant. They said, just hold still, darling. The moon is on its way, but the moon's got a mortgage and it's late on the pay. 'Cause the bull run is a fairy tale. Once upon a time, then they rang the closing bell. Big hands in the castle, small hands in the well. The bull run is a fairy tale. Go to hell. Tambourine hit plus faint, oi? September used to sparkle, October wore the crown, November brought the gravy, December wrote it down. Now every month's a guillotine, the charts are painted red, the wheels are doing pilot days while we're financially dead. They said, buy the dip, my love, it's only paper cuts, but the dip's a bloody canyon and we're running out of guts. Classic. The bull run is a fairy tale, glass slippers just a margin call, size 12 triple L. They're gobbling up the satoshis we dropped when we fell. The bull run is a fairy tambourine hit play faint. Oi! Once upon a block, there lived a little lamb. Then the wolf bought the abattoir and rebranded it Defy. Terms and conditions apply. 8 bars, wonky synth, the treasure is like a slot machine, panic attack. Beep boop, sold. Retails on the group chat, typing when Lambo in caps. Darling, it's pronounced Lamborghini. Captains going down with the ship, still saluting the collapse. Institutions in the VIP, sipping vintage beer with the confetti on the floor that they vacuum once a year. The bull run is a fairy tale, happy ending got delisted. Chapter 11, retail pale. They're stacking sats in bunkers while we're flocking off the grail. The bull run is a fairy tale, and we're the cautionary tale they tell. Shh. Once upon a wallet. Once upon a wallet. DM. Once upon a wallet. DM. Once upon a wallet. DM.
Wipe out. All coins in the phone. Double-decker tsunami. Now I'm surfacing home.
Bought the top on a room, sold the dip on a prayer. Chart did a barrel roll, now I'm gasping for air. Tried to ride the second wave, got slammed by the tide. Wallace in the undertow, but I'm still on the ride. End of the year was the crest, now it's the crash.
Wipe out.
All coins in the phone.
Double-decker tsunami.
Now I'm surfacing home.
Salt in the good, sand in the gear. Laughing at the White House, shifting in the high gear. Boys in the trunk, but the dream still afloat.
Friend said bail, I paddled out again. Third wave hit, now I'm counting to 10. Tried to catch the rebound, missed by a mile. Wallets in the gutter, but I'm wearing a smile. Tried to call the bottom, got buried in the break. End the year's a wipeout, but I'm wide awake. Wide awake. Wide awake. Wide awake.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for the turkey.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, frogs and squirrels, welcome to the daytime edition of Late Night Crypto Road Dawg. We call this one the Road Dawg Crypto Lounge. And we're watching Bitcoin drop. We were hoping last night that one area would hold, but we also gave you these targets down here, most notably this one at 886 Fibonacci, which got my eyes on. 78 cents is an honorable mention, but due to the harmonic influence we got, we're looking at this guy for support, about 84,900-ish right there in that area. I'm on the very tiny Degen time frame, the 1 minute. It's where a lot of us, I guess, watch Bitcoin do his damage so we can feel every ounce of pain possible out there. And look here, if you're a pattern trader, you're looking, look, that's a possible head and shoulders to the upside. It probably could be, but the problem is it's underneath the resistance line here, right? A lot of times you'll see these things form at a support area rather than under resistance, like it would be, the line would be here, we'd form on top of it, right? That one could probably do a little something. This one's got a lot more stacked against it to try to do that, being rejected here 2 times, 3 times, and once this last time a little lower off of that 786 Fibonacci area, which, you know, normally would be support. It leads us down here to our next little Fibonacci area at 84.9. Now, can we go lower than we can always go lower, but this is the main area I'm looking for us to try to make some kind of bottoming formation to turn around from here. Reversal point is what I'm looking at here. We just got a wee bit more to get to the area that I'm sitting there looking for. About 1% more to go down here. Currently got a little bitty short here. Woke up and like, oh, I'm not in anything. And what I shorted, I didn't want to do it, but because we were at a technical support, you put your Fibonacci over here. This the 1.272 area right there. I was like, oh, I don't know, that should bounce, right? And I was flirting with the idea of going long, but when I saw it losing that level, I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and short support, which is not the rule to do, but it has been working out. You can't say it hasn't been working out lately, right? Well, I mean, it didn't work here. A lot of people were trying to short support, but eventually we did lose these levels, right? Crazy as it seems, in this area right here as support when we finally got back up there. Now, this is a much better area to short. I wish I'd called that one. I've gotten into it there, but it is what it is. We're up a little bit on this very small account here over on RBid. If you're interested in trading on RBid, is the exchange for Degens. Not gonna like them. They got a lot to choose from, and you can also trade some stocks over here. That's what I kind of like. I'm not. I got out of the stock trades that I was in. And just to kind of focus a little bit more on Bitcoin here. Some of them were taking a little bit of a hit there too, so we set some stop losses, and I guess we got taken out of those little guys. So we're watching Bitcoin just getting that rejection there. But it's supposed to be a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. A shoulder, head, and a shoulder to the upside. I mean, you know, that's awesome. If it comes down below here, that's invalidated. If it comes below this area, it's flirting with some severe invalidation because you want this right shoulder to be smaller than this left shoulder for, you know, the best head and shoulder patterns out there. That shows you that you're getting some support here, right? So far, so good. Could you pull it off? Could you peel it off? Well, this is the question for the ages here on the tiny 1 minute time frame here. All right, so we got resistance ahead. Ichimoku Cloud does not look happy. Your only hint of that maybe we'll pull it off is that we got some bearish bullish crosses of the 9 over the 50, 21 crossing the 50. That might be enough to pull us back up here. We might try to do it. Doesn't mean that this pattern will work or even be successful. I'm still looking at this as being a bearish retest that will drive us down here, and until I see anything different, such as a breakout above 85.9 or right 86,000, I'm not going to entertain that thought. And even if we did recover this area, you know, we could be coming back up here a little bit and then lose it and come on down too. The 886 Fibonacci area, we should probably zoom out so it can try to make some more sense for us, right? It's always a good idea to zoom out. We're going to zoom out. First of all, we're going to the weekly because I do want to check one of our indicators that was giving us a green light. I mean, it wasn't confirmed, but it was a nice little hopium place over here. And it's still there. And that is the weekly market cipher. You got some bullish divergence going on right here. Money flows in the green, even though it's trailing down. That's the scary part that we talked about last night. You got the green dot on the weekly, which, you know, another week to confirm it. This can disappear this week if price keeps going down, and it'll say, I never said nothing. Prove it. Show me. But when we break out to by next week, that will solidify it, and it will always be here. It won't disappear or anything. So it thinks that we might be getting a little turnaround here on the weekly. That's what it suggests. Now, I've been looking for a pump up. Actually, I've been looking for it this week, and it's not happening at all. We've been doing the opposite, just slowly burning down and dragging. I was actually looking for a pump up until around the 19th of December, and it doesn't look like that is happening. You suck, Road Dawg! We got the bearish rundown instead of leveling out and trying to make a little come up. So hopeful that maybe during this time before Christmas, that maybe we might be able to start trying to move up toward closer to 100,000 than not, but we've not seen it. We've seen a little moves, but it is definitely acting more bear markety. When you can short support and you can win some of those trades. Yeah, that's more common in a true bear market than it is in a bull run, right? So we're starting to see the shifts, some of those little signs that we start to see happen in the bear market, starting to show their little head. But is there any hopium here? And I think you should always keep the hopium up. Yeah, we are. Today is Monday, by the way. They started dumping us last night on Sunday, like they do sometimes. They pumped us up a little bit, seems like, right, to get us all excited on Sunday. They pull that, and then they slam us down on Monday, which is often called False Move Monday, because usually by Tuesday they kind of tell you what they're going to do. They kind of shake us up as they come back from the weekend there. Let the CME boys work their magic or whatever, because they don't trade on the weekend. So if there's any kind of gaps, there's supposed to be some gaps up higher that we can go fill, and that could happen. But the biggest thing I'm looking here on the bigger time frames is this trend line coming from candle bodies. We go to this wick where we drop down to, what is that, 48,000. We wick down there. And carrying over to the current wicks that we're at now, which looks like we might actually end up with a candle body actually touching that little guy. And then what is that red line at? 86.8 right through there. So we're at an area of support, 100 moving average here. A little iffy with the green cloud here, but I'm not seeing, I don't see any red over here yet. We can work a miracle out of here, but it's not normally what we look for, right? We try to stay away from this cloud because it wants to suck us into it and spit us out on the other side, which would be lower. We don't like that. That's not cool. Doesn't feel very good. Let me see if I can move some of these price labels over here so we can take a look. 7 people hanging out. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. If you don't mind, help this little small channel grow. Is a little simple request just to hit that little like button. Maybe subscribe if you're
For
not.
those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, so we see that we are teetering on the edge here, down at the bottom, and it's not our first rodeo being here for the last 4 weeks, more than 4 weeks. Almost 6 weeks, 5 weeks. We've been down flirting with these areas. This is 80,000, 83, 84. We've been down here before, folks, and we recovered, and we got back up into the 90s. Almost, every time so far. We made it back up to the 90s. At some point, we could fail and it could just lose this trend line, and that would suck. And you got measure moves that come down to some scary places, and we determined that last night. One notable one is right here, a little Fibonacci confluence right there, 68,000, and then of course a very bullish one down here in 41. I don't see how we can hit it, but I've said that about a lot of areas that we've hit recently. At the time, like, I don't think I was watch and wait for some confirmation. Well, the confirmation would be losing this trend line here, and that would suck. All right, so what else can we look at to see if this is another support area? We were seeing Fibonacci pivot areas, bottom retracement, mostly based off of this low here to the high, and we'll kind of zoom in on that. Let me get to another chart. Yeah, we can work with this one. This is a cleaner chart. And so these areas that we're looking at for support over here, apart from the trend line that we can hold, and when we do hold it, we can start working our way to the other side of the trend line. That would be the most bullish scenario that we got, that we pull some kind of Christmas miracle between now and January or mid-January. I don't think January is going to be a hot month either at first. But we could bounce from this area and then start going to all new time high in 2026, and that's one theory or one idea out there. And I've been kind of leaning toward that, a possibility. 2026, as things start getting better in the economy and Bitcoin, at least Bitcoin. I don't know about your random altcoins out there; they look almost cooked. But Bitcoin could get something, but if leaves nothing else, and I think most everybody's looking at this now, everybody's thinking we can come up toward 100,000 or even above 100,000 as a dead cap bounce, one more last lower high. And it makes sense that we would test that psychological resistance area or support area at 100,000. But it's not manifested yet. You guys are not doing your manifestations correctly, are you? Are you holding your index fingers to your middle finger, your first finger? Are you saying the magical word, I need some more Bitcoin, I need to win this trade, please, for the love of God, please let Bitcoin go up, because That's what they teach in the trading groups. I'm kidding. I'm playing. I'm being silly because I'm a turkey. So we are flirting with losing the line, but we got a 100 moving average, and that is our last. We lose that 100, and man, you're not just going to see me, but you're going to see a lot of people flip. Just we hate crypto. Crypto sucks. Bearish. It's going down. We're short the market. Set it on fire. Let it burn. Oh, that measure moved just from this channel idea. Oh, we got another. Oh, 38,000. Oh, I'm not even going to. The 360 moving average. I'm not even going to entertain that. Not even going to entertain that. We've seen on smaller time frames. This is the first time we've experienced here on the weekly of a possible bounce off of 100 moving average. It's not the norm. There's a small chance that could pull off, but there's a bigger chance that we've already confirmed the bear market because we've already ticked off all our other boxes that we look for here on the weekly. One that we not ticked off though this cycle, which has been pretty accurate, is the pi cycle top. We haven't fulfilled that yet. According to the pi cycle chart, which I don't have on here. I guess we could look for it. And what are you saying? I forgot I had this indicator on here. This is one of those GAN ones. I'm not really up to date on it. If we were to go to our indicators, and why not, because it's fun, we go with pi cycle. I go cycle. Pi cycle. And let's see. Pi cycle top indicator right here. Let's put that on our favorites so we can find it easier next time. All right, we'll add this little guy in here. I added him twice because I'm a dumbass. Let me clear off some of these other things on here. We can see if we can see our pi. I don't see you, pi cycle top. Where are you? Why are you not here? Well, it looks like the pi cycle top is not really working. What's going on over here? It's the 350 and the 111 moving average. And you're not showing up at all. The 350, I got the 360 already. Well, let's just build our on then. So the longest the 350. Or maybe we can just look for another one. Shoot, we'll get a couple of them over here. Oh, here we go. So which one are we looking at? Is it you? All right, so pi cycle top, and looking at the daily, when they cross or when they touch is usually what they're calling the top. And that's what happened over here. They kind of bounced off each other on the daily. On the last cycle there, and that was supposedly a kickoff, and that's why a lot of people are still looking at this top over here as being the top of the bull market, the one that happened in May 21. We've not done that. We've not come and touched or crossed or anything like that. In fact, we deviated. We're very far away. That's kind of interesting because, wow, man, I want you to move something there. Okay. Let's see, over here in the second part, we were also deviating too. Until it started turning down, right? Trying to look for any clues, but are you turning down? You are starting to turn down now. So the pi cycle top one is not worked out. And that means one of two things. Either this indicator, this is no longer a valid argument for the cycle or anything else, and now we just got to not pay any more attention to it, or it just hasn't played out yet, and we still got a lot more to go to come up and try to touch that little green line, which we can do and get above it when we're in a really, really strong bull market. Is what that would have been the ideal situation to have seen this time, right? And get above that green line there. But we got nothing even close to that, right? Nothing even close. The last time we can touch that little guy was the peak over here at 73. So this one's not really helping us unless it's telling us we can at least move back up here to that orange line. Was that 105? Retest that little guy. We seem to do that quite a bit. Better if we're above it, right? But we're not above it, now we're below it. But anyway, some insights on the pi cycle top indicator there that says, well, we haven't reached our top, and it's either dead ass wrong or we got a big surprise coming this year. Here we are watching Bitcoin. We're going to come down. What I wanted to do, actually, I was going to verify this 886 area, right? Look for the argument over here. And the one of the arguments I'll be looking for is a harmonic pattern. And I'm trying, I think that, was that you? Based off of this low that we had over here, remember this is the target area, but we went from swing low up to these highs. And it might be you. It might be you. And then what did you get me? Are we within? So I'm looking for a possible shark pattern as one opportunity based off the high here and the pullback to the 382. Not shark, I'm sorry. I said shock. Well, yeah, it can be a shark. It can be a shark at 382. And from there we went up here to 382 area. And that is acceptable for this guy. So we got a possible little guy here based on this. Oh snap, something happened. What is this? Oh, I'm in the Head and Shoulders. No wonder that looked weird. 8 people hanging out today. Thank you for hanging out. If you don't mind, hit the like button. What I'm trying to do right now is just verify that. I'm double checking a couple of things that are spelling out the 886 Fibonacci area. And one of them is a harmonic pattern. And I used to be afraid of these things and never could understand what the hell was going on, but ended up down the rabbit hole. Be looking at that guy there, but there's also a possible lower area 886. There is also one more area right over here at the 113. All right, and that's this guy. So this is the reason that I wanted to come over and look at this, because there is another lower target other than the 886 if we do go lower, and that would give us a lower low from the last one we had, and this one. That would be we made a lower low. That would suck ass. But the good thing about it is this shark pattern is a bullish pattern with a very high rate of a reversal. So taking that in consideration, we can either get a strong reversal here according to this pattern idea, or even one down here if we want to come down to the 60, right at 69.5 area. And a lot of times after you get a shark pattern, and I haven't verified this, but this is what my studies are revealing, there's another pattern called a 5-0 that can play out over here as part of its, we talk about these, if you watch my show, we talk about hitting these things, and sometimes you come down for your little type 2 return or whatever. It could be part of that as we go sideways through here. And then reverse. So those would be the two main things I'd be looking for another setup pattern to play out here at support, or possibly down at those lower areas. But these are the two main support areas we've got for a pattern that comes up, retraces to the 382 Fibonacci, and then goes up based on this guy up to the 1.414 extension area over here within the parameters. Makes a higher high, but then it can come down. It either makes a higher low or it makes a lower low on these two. So we got two variations of this little guy to keep our eyes on. And once we get a confirmation from one, like I said, we see it level out here at 80,000 area. Let me double check my fibs on this one. We switched charts. Just make sure we're still lined up. Yeah. This area right here. Let's take you. So these two areas are the ones I'm looking for the strongest. For some form of support, and would prefer it to be over here. Now, hopefully, let's check this out. We did already come down and touch that area before, and that could have solidified it, right? So does that mean that you could be our 5-0 pattern? Is that right? Possibly. I haven't really looked into that. The 5-0 is a new harmonic pattern for me to get used to here. So I'm going over my notes. And I'm not sure that I've got the good notes. Where did you go, notes? There we are. Well, so if we do a bullish one, it's kind of, do we have another example? So I want to draw this guy out, what we could be, well, yeah, I'm not seeing you. So 5-0 pattern typically looks something like this. This is where you get the lower W on it. We come up higher, then we retrace to the 50 moving average, and then we bounce there. We bounce off of a 50. All right, so that's just something that I'm going to keep my eyes. I don't mean to confuse everybody, but let me go ahead and take this guy over here. I don't want to give it any crazy ideas. We're going to go with the original shark, and it could be doing, because we already touched this pattern over here once, that's great, but we could be coming down for a type 2 return, meaning we could double bottom all the way back down here. It could be doing this now. It could do this now and then any variation, bouncing anywhere through here, come back up, and then eventually come back down here for another double bottom. So that's something we got to be concerned about. Whether we do it here at the 886 Fibonacci area, 80,000, or we do it at the 113 down here, which would, I don't like this one down here. I mean, like I said, it's a bullish confirmation if that pattern plays out and they got a high rate of coming up. But just to give you an idea what your targets would be if we were to come down to say 70,000 from here, we'd be taking our high point, the C, all the way down here to our, assumptive level, and the targets the main targets that we'd be shooting for on the way up, as we confirm whether we're going to get any higher, but the two safer targets to get paid would be 91 and 104 if we were to come down that low, right? If we were to bounce from the 886, well, then we got the current targets that we're actually looking for right here, 98 and 109. Right now, I want to keep those on the board for our nice little. What'd you do? Why did you do? Somebody move my fib. You can't be moving my fib. So the 98 and 109 are our targets if we can get the bounce from here, and I do like that we already hit this area once and possible confirmation there. And even though I'm calling for right now maybe coming back down to this area, there's an argument we're just making a step higher, right? My higher highs and higher lows, and maybe not. We did lose this trend line, so we got that to contend with. And if we're just taking measure moves from trend lines and using some of the basic strategies that we got out there, that is telling us a double bottom is in order for this guy losing that trend line. So all right, so this is the 6-hour time frame. Where are our moving averages? We turn those little guys off. I like the moving averages. They help me navigate, and they're not being very helpful right now. They're saying we're rolling over. Rejection at the 200 moving average on the 4-hour. Watch us roll over. We're holding this area really good, though. I'm going to come down to the 6-minute. So we're getting a little traction here, aren't we? Did you stop me out? No, I'm still in my short. I think my average entry over here was 86.7. I've got my stop loss at break even. And I could have took partial profits. I think I'm going to just take my stop loss and put it in a little bit of profit, just right there, just in case she wants to pump back up there a little bit. All right, so we are getting some traction here. It's trying to do a little something here at the 786. Did you? We were in here on the, was it a different time? It was a different chart. It was this little chart here. Yeah, this one. This is. Oh man. This is the main one we've been following over here. Let me just double check. Let me check our main fibs over here. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's from the bigger one though. That's from the bigger one though. Oh crap. Wait a minute, I'm looking at the okay, that's zoom out. I gotta zoom out. Went from the wrong one. This guy over here. Make sure I do it on this chart too. Make sure I got the right levels. I don't think I got them over here that we just went over. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. All right, so snap. Let me get some of these old other lines off of here. All right, bigger picture. So this is zooming out and looking at the bigger part that we just talked about and those levels, and that's what we're facing now. What we were looking at earlier was kind of more based over here locally, which can also be planned, but on the bigger picture, we'll get more responses out of these two Fibonacci's having more weight. And then we do the same thing here. See, we're at the 786 also on this one, or I'm sorry, not 786, but there is one down here. If we're playing the local for what we're doing right here, we're basically looking at these two areas and a little bit more leaning toward this one too. All right, let's zoom down on the 4 hour for you on this little formation that we got going on right now. So you're not a 5-0. We went from swing, not quite there, huh? That could be something, but you didn't come up enough. And you got a higher high. Okay, so.
Gotta get that. Boom boom coin. I'm so blockchain 3000 sats. Digital cash, I'm stacking that. Miners hashing, rigs on blast. Boom boom coin, I'm built.
Just looking at a few other ideas over here.
Crypto king with the master plan. Bitcoin ether, I'm the man. Dropping gains like a rocket lands. Boom boom coin, gotta stack it now.
All right.
Hear me loud. Pow, 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 pow. Boom, boom, coin, gotta stack it now.
Hey, you just double top there.
Wow. Boom, boom, coin, feel the blockchain bow. Digital riches, I'm endowed. Pow, 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 pow.
I'm looking for any arguments to see where this area that we're bouncing off of might actually hold.
Yeah, that's my spree. Cold war.
And I'm seeing some nice little signs that will it just be temporary, or we're just going to go up a little bit, roll over, and then eventually come down to these lower areas. And I think that I'm still leaning toward that. So this particular area that we're bouncing off right now, as I zoomed out, there is a little bit more structure for it to actually hold. It is a higher low from this one over here, even though it did break the trend line. If we're looking, especially if we're looking at our trend lines like this from wick to wick, it's got some recovery to do, and it could be spelling we come up, bearish retest and then roll over to some of these lower areas. 80,000 again. Okay, 80,000 and then 85.3. I'm gonna have to adjust the numbers on my thumbnail there, since we kind of went through it and ironed out some of the details here. 1 hour moving averages with this big drop that we got. You can see we got rejected on the 1 hour is the 800 over here, and this is a rollover so far. The 200 is rolling over underneath the 800. It's not looking exciting. Doesn't feel exciting, and in the process, of course, altcoins are just getting decimated. 1 hour Ichimoku cloud over here looks devastating. That's never a bullish sign when you see the real spaghetti thin Ichimoku cloud. So those were some of the signs I was looking at over here on some of the other time frames too that were encouraged me to go short at support, which is I don't like to do at all. But it's in profit, so I can't bitch. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we feeling about this market today? Let me come over and say hello to the 10 people hanging out with me. That's my take on Bitcoin, basically. We still got some lower that we can get. Today is Monday, though, right? This is the day that they do want to kind of freak us out, scare us out, add some fear onto whatever they pulled onto us last night. And, you know, I would not freak out too much until we see what they do tomorrow, because they could take it totally the other direction tomorrow and Wednesday to set us up for Friday and Saturday for the next weekend. By the time we get to Monday and Tuesday, they're already working on their plan for the weekend and setting us up for that. So, you know, and you see where they like to get us either all scared or all bullish on a Friday, going into a low liquidity weekend. And it seems like we go boring there for a little bit, and then either it gets bullish or, you know, they manipulate us through the weekend, and then they come and try to spank our ass during the beginning of the week. This needs to be their game plan. And you have a short at 89K. That's a decent area to short from right there. Mine is from lower because I didn't get in until later on that. Yeah, it's not double bottom, buddy. Lol, it's done in 75, incoming first. So you think you're going to come down to $75,000 before we can get up past to where we are right now? You don't think we can get up to 86,000 before we go down to 75,000? You think we're just going to drop straight down to 75,000 from here? I mean, I just see some stopping points, like 80,000 being a notable one. Before that, before 75. I'm not really quite sure where 75 is coming from. I don't know that I saw that. 68 I did. For what I'm looking for. Like I said, or if we still got a trend line that we're holding. Until we break that, we've got a chance. And I know we're at this point in the market where, I mean, it can seriously be broken. We're in bear market, and hey, welcome, here's your ass. That can happen, and also the opposite can happen. One of the things I want to point out on some of these bigger time frames is these moving averages, especially the larger ones. They still got some play over here around 105,000. And that could be enough to get us, even if it's just a dead cow bounce. I can say more of an argument for coming up here, rolling over, and then coming down. But I mean, for that to be correct, to go straight to 75,000, that means we're just losing support right now. We'll be there, what, next week, 2 days from now, 3 days from now? I don't know. For me, I have trouble getting in on that, since we're making higher lows around bottom pivot points on Fibonacci's. So I'm looking for a possible bounce before I would be declaring 75. Not saying that can't happen. A lot of people looking at this as a bear flag with traditional pattern trading, and that definitely does get you down to some of these areas. That's also confluence right here at our 113 target, 68.3 right there. If that bigger harmonic pattern does come through and we don't bounce from this area here. That's just my take. Everybody's got a different take on it. Just sharing mine. Most part knowledge says, I don't know, it looks fine to me, and nothing made a lower low yet. Probably going to bounce here. You can. Like I said, I mean, we're not fortune tellers, we're traders and investors and analysts, and that's different. I'm not a psychic, I'm a trader, there's a difference. S&P still looking fine. VIX is okay. It's supposed to run around. You know what? We didn't look at the. What are we doing over here? SPX is hanging around 68,000, still near all-time highs. Hasn't come down to retest anything today. Bitcoin dominance over here is still hanging out. It's still hopefully on a downtrend, higher lows there. Haven't made any more lower lows. But this is where the pain comes in, and the hopeful just cannot get a breakout of that trend line. Now we lost this one. This was the area that we bounced off of and was looking. I mean, I was celebrating bouncing off of here, even though it was a lower low. And our altcoin just got obliterated today, so no fun for altcoin. I was actually hoping that maybe we would see a little uptick in altcoins this week. It's saying, hell no, Road Dawg, you suck. Learn how to read a damn chart. We're back down at our 786 fib area here on this little guy. Let's see. Let's renew these guys here. So are you headed for what happened there? Are you headed for an 886 as well? I already hit it once. Is this going to be your double bottom down here? So altcoins at a critical place. They're bouncing up a little bit. This is a 4-hour chart. But yeah, it could hold here. That would be a higher low. That would actually be good if it didn't actually come down here and technically make a lower low at the 886. But altcoins, they lost the level. They not feeling happy. They not feeling good. I think the only hope I can give is the bottom of this channel right here, which kind of looks something like this. And these are bullish channels. They have more of a tendency to break to the upside after, they finish channeling and go sideways. Can break up to the upside. Maybe we got something there. This was the breakout that we had and all excited about, right? And it looks like, oh man, I hope you don't come down and test the bottom of that. Would suck. Altcoins, why? Why? Because there are too damn many of them. Altcoins, crypto got too greedy, went too freaky on altcoins, trying to revolutionize the Web3 industry, revolutionize the world with all the hype. Crazy. All right, so altcoins kind of suck, and we can see that over here. Looking on the daily for altcoins, man, look at them. 4 or 5% down, typical bearish day there, and they start stacking up. You get more of these days ahead up, and by the end of the week, and start seeing yourself down quite a bit. Here we're down 7, 8%, 10% on the lower areas here. So your higher risk coins are not getting the love. They're getting the sell-offs, and nobody paying attention to them, showing them any love over there. Here is the monthly for our altcoins. Anywhere from 14 to 20% down overall in the monthly. Do you want to see the year? For the last 365 days for this past year. Altcoins, most of them down 70 to 50 to 46% through there. The only ones that are still up are the top 100s. So the smart people were staying into strength with the top 100. And those coins look like this. Some of the most notable ones, I'm going to get into some altcoins right now. 10 people hanging out with me right now. Just take a look at some of them that are doing okay. Or, holding up halfway decent so far, but doesn't mean that there's a play there. Zcash is surprisingly hanging out pretty well. This is Zcash over here, making higher highs and higher lows so far, but still looking like a possible bear flag. I don't freak out about bear flags as much. Maybe I should, but I just don't. Dang, is that an 886 retracement? Tell me that ain't true. A little bit below. I'm not seeing a strong harmonic play here. I mean, we can fit something in there, but that's kind of like squinting your eyeballs and kind of forcing some things, and it didn't quite make. What did you get up here? And we can squint our eyeballs and say, well, it did an 886, made a lower high. It did make a lower high, but I don't think it qualifies from our harmonics. One harmonic that it can qualify, though, is an AB equals CD. Bouncing off the 618 gives us this target over here, about 1,037. So that's one idea that I'm looking for. And then also these targets about 483 and 578 locally. Those are the, the ones mostly I'd be looking at for this little guy. Let's check it out on the 4 hour and see what you're looking like with our moving averages and everything. 200 moving average still at a higher high area, 483, a little confidence there. 50 crossed over the 100, that's bullish. We're trying to work on the 360, kind of under it, that's not great, but at least it's 200's over it, so that's a bullish formation. So ironically, it looks like Zcash, like we were talking about last night, got a W over here, neckline here, retest, come back, possibly another retest. It went a little lower, but she's back up above it. And either we're going to make a higher high or we're going to make a lower high. Make a lower high, people will be calling, look, that's a head and shoulders pattern to the downside. And at this point, since price rose into it, yeah, it could be, and take us all the way back to the bottom. So right now we got some support, looking like there might be a little something there to hold some value. I'm going to come down to the 1 hour and see what kind of juicy gossip we can get here, because there's some mixed signals. Bearish cross here. Shaky at this area here. It looks like it could recover to me, though. A little bit. So Zcash has still got some strength to it. A little bit. Not the best play. this one, MNT, I think is Mantle. This one's been doing all right. Look at this little guy. Look at this little guy. So this one came down, and I believe, is that a 786? Looks like the old 786 area right there. And now we got some targets for MNT. I think we put this over in the trading group for a setup. This one looks pretty decent. I don't know that she'll make it all the way up to 212 anytime immediately soon. But going over our Fibonacci strategy here, this red line, technically we just got rejected from and tested. This would be the accumulation zone through here. And on the daily, our moving averages look great. 800, 600, 360, 200, good order there. Bullish crosses. These guys turned right around, did a U-turn, got a W, bottom down here. Resistance over here, a little bit of a lower high, but that's part of it. Looking at the shape of this, we definitely got a curve there. Could be a nice, strong parabolic move. So we see this one get above, what is this, $1.36, $1.38 in this area. Hold it. I can see it moving on to 163, maybe to our main target of around 210, 211, something like that. Of course, nothing immediate, but this one's actually looking more promising than most stuff that I'm seeing out there. I would expect it to pull back a little bit here, maybe to 120 or something like that. Maybe test the 200 moving average again, 116. We're not seeing the volume over here. Got some rising pricing with falling volume overall, and so it means this price action is not as authentic. Probably not got enough strength to actually make the breakout above it just yet. So a little bit of a pullback and then try to run for it again. But MNT actually, and I'm not in this one, but it's looking kind of sexy to me. As MNT, what's the deal with you? What are your tokenomics? This is Mantle. It's number 25. Is that correct? It's got, you got maximum supply of 6.21 billion. That's a lot. Circulating supply of 3.25 billion. That's a lot. Market cap of 4.12 billion. That's a lot. And I believe you were a layer 2 solution. Don't you tell me that over here? Mantle is a pioneering on-chain ecosystem dedicated to revolutionizing, they all want to revolutionize, the future of finance and blockchain scalability, seamlessly bridging traditional finance, TradFi, and decentralized finance, DeFi, through innovative products like Mantle Network, METH protocol, METH, he said METH, METH, and Mantle Index 4. Mantle empowers users and institutions with a unified financial service platform, redefining how the world spends, saves, and invests in the Web3 era. Its all-time high was 285. That was 2 months ago. The all-time low was 2 years ago at 31 cents. And it's available a lot of places. That's one of the strong ones that's out here that looks like it might have a halfway decent chance of doing a little something, right? At least another 30% from where we are. Another one, and we looked at this recently too. It's called Meme Core. Just M is the ticker on it. Ironically, that one's it hit our first target area up here after bouncing over here. What is a 618 pullback? Or let's take these. Okay, and we were looking at right here about $1.65. Let's come down to the smaller time frame per hour. How's that looking? And it was because it was on the trend line. And you know, got a setup from that. Now we've come back and we're retesting that trend line. Broke out of it a little bit, right? Broke out of it a little bit. But now we're starting to get back into it. Looking interesting here. Like I said, this trend line's got to hold. If it doesn't, I'd be looking about 146, retest the bottom of this line and this neckline area for this kind of double bottom scenario we got going on there. But you did get a breakout. Hopefully it's got some more strength for what it Meme Core, but it's been one of the strong ones. So since December the 8th for this past week, this one's went up from $1.16 up to almost $2 there. 57% gains this past week, while other coins were dying. And currently it's up 42% from the lows over here. So there are some out here that are doing some stuff. Another one is Sky, which used to be MakerDAO. I think we looked at this one last night too, but you know, it's on a trend. This is an inverted head and shoulders that's being retested. Got a trend line here that so far seems to be holding up. It's been giving us a few little scares there. It's on the 4-hour time frame. See, moving average wise, 300 or 200 moving average is down here. Now we got all the smaller ones have bullishly crossed it. So the smaller ribbon from 200 moving average down, they've flipped bullishly. But for the bigger moving averages, it hasn't flipped yet. They're trying, but there's a nice little flow, little turnaround here. Obviously, we don't have enough price history here to get all the moving averages. Let's go down to the 2-hour. 2 hours, so we can see how these bands are coming together. The three bigger ones, they're still bearish, but they're squeezing together, and eventually we'll see a flip. That's the real sign we're looking for on these time frames, where the purple crosses over the orange and the red eventually crosses over the orange. That one takes a while. But all the other ones have already crossed over the big orange line, including the yellow 200. That's bullish. Bullishio! I want to alter this line. Take it from my original point here. Oh man, I thought I would get that wick there. Had it earlier. Take it to the candle bodies there. Just to redefine my line in the sand here. Places to put stop losses under 5 cents, but we're at 5.6 cents. Got a target at 6.5. Doesn't sound like much. Other targets over here, measure move, inverted head and shoulders and all that, 7.7. So possibility of some gains. An inverted head and shoulders pattern, possibly, if it confirms. She's not really confirmed or you know, just quite yet. So Sky Coin looking kind of interesting. Pippin is still in the green. And this is it on 2 hours. Go to the 4-hour. Amazing. Nice curvature here. I don't know what the deal is with Pippin, what's going on with Pippin. I know I've looked at you before, but I can't remember what the hell you are, Pippin. I keep thinking of some kind of meme coin thing, and I can't remember. Does it say Pippin Finance? What is this? It's got 900, so it's basically 1 billion coins, $391 million market cap. So one of your smaller market caps, small, kind of almost to the mid level. It says pump. Are you a pump.fun coin? So you're a meme coin? Go to the website. Welcome to the Wobbly World, a place where gentle wonders shape unseen connections and kind words bloom like flowers. This is Pippin. Meet Pippin, the unicorn, and explore our enchanting lore and philosophies. So it's a meme coin. And a few days ago, I put out a video about meme coins because in my mind, that's a sector to look at when things get scary in crypto and people start losing faith in their altcoin projects and things like that. A weird thing happens. Meme coins start getting more traction, especially the ones that have had an attraction. I don't know what the deal is, the attraction is for Pippin, but it's the only one that is one of the few that are making money right now. And so over the past week here, since the 8th, we've seen it go from 17 cents, do a 2x to 40 cents there. And it looked like it still want to go. It looks like we could get up to these areas, these Fibonacci pivot reversal areas I've got at 46 cents and 49 cents. And maybe to its full measure move here at 55 cents there for Pippin. And I'm not in this one. There might be a play here. It's a buy high, sell higher play. You're buying the top. The flag to the upside. Risky AF, but it might have something. As long as you control your risk, you should be fine. And a stop loss at 35 or at 39. What kind of? Can I get something off of you? I wouldn't mind trying a small trade at this one. With stop loss about 30. Because I'm looking at it, I got a trend line here. If we break the trend line, if it comes down and breaks the trend line, well, I'm taking it as this trend's over. That was a higher high, and we're coming down. So I could put a stop loss about 36, right at 36 cents, and get in at 40. What does that look like over here? I should have just done it over here. What does that look like risk to reward wise to say our first target at 46 cents? Is that? Well, I got 16% gains. Put that on 3x. Could possibly get 46% gains out of that one. Well, let's come over. I'm going to come over here and figure out. I'm not a big fan of trading the altcoins, to be honest with you. On leverage and stuff. It goes against me more often than it goes for me. Where's our why do you keep doing that? I just want to. I would like to just get to. I just want to get to my trading thing, please. I keep getting all these. You're not making this fun for me. Futures. We don't have to log in or anything. Oh wait, am I logged out? Son of a... Is that true? I think I screwed up something somewhere. Hello? I think I logged out my account or something. Well, that sucks. Now I can't enter my Pippin idea. Alright. I really want to do that. Are we not logged in? We're in. I'm just not in a trade. I get stopped out on my Bitcoin trade? Did you? I thought I was short. Well, look at your Bitcoin. You're at 86,000 right now. All right. Well, let me take a look at the Pippin ones. Let me see if I can find you over here. Arbit, the Degens exchange. They're proud to call themselves an exchange bill for Degens because they got some. They go up to 400x leverage, or up to 300 on some of these. I thought I saw 400 on some of them. I don't recommend doing that, but there's Pippin. It says it's hot. Pippin is hot. So let me get my little trade setup thing here. Where do you hang out? I always forget where you hang out. Oh my gosh! Here is this you long position. So we're looking at 46 cents was my target right there, right? And my stop loss being around 36. Well, on here is about 37. Wait a minute, draw my trend line. No, I gotta go down lower. Go down lower right here. Right at 36. I got a 2.36 risk reward ratio. Could be better, but you know, I'm getting in late. Technically not a breakout yet, so I would be front running this little sucker, which is technically a no-no. But that's where your risk tolerance comes in. I'm, like I said, doing a small ass trade if I'm going to do anything here. Let me pick a little number over there, and oh yeah, make sure we get our leverage straightened out. Let's go with 3x. Oh man, that was only a $2 trade. I forgot how I got this thing set up. Add just a little bit more in there. Make it a $5. Do we have yet? We don't even have yet. All right. I was trying to limit. Maybe I'll do a. I won't have to do the market. I don't really like to do the market. All right, so we'll set this up. We'll go with throw $20 in on this little sucker. It's only $6 of my money, but a $20 trade is not very much. This is a small account. I'm trying to get back up to $100, and it's not been cooperating. And what's going on with Bitcoin? Because I was in a Bitcoin trade. Apparently, I just got stopped out on that one. You went bullish on this Bitcoin. Did you find... Okay, you stopped me out. That's cool. So I got stopped out in small profit. You got rejected there, though, Bitcoin. Nice bullish cross. 786. You might end up holding here. For a minute, anyway. Again, my take is that we do have some larger target areas that we could be hitting. One of them that we just... identifies down here 80,000, but so far high or low, even though it broke this trend line from wicks to wicks. You got to remember, this is Monday, and we don't know that they're going to do this, but they could do this and pull back and come back up here 89, get back into our pattern, and then we're feeling better toward the midweek or whatever. Could be happening. Could be. Keep our eyes out for that. But I'm also keeping my eyes out for this, where we're just seeing these moving averages on the 4 hour just kind of roll over. There's some things to look for. Keep your eyes out. 786, always worth looking at for a possible bounce, even if it's a short-term one. So we might come up, and then if we're going to go lower, roll over with the bearish retest. That would be the idea, about 88,000. Not getting past there, retesting those areas. That could be a path that gets us down here. Possible, very possible, and that would give us a double bottom over here, but we don't have to do a double bottom, right? That's what I'm saying. If we can pull off the higher highs, which we've done, pull off the higher lows, which we've done so far, maybe this 85 area will hold. She's trying. Gotta love her for trying. Smaller time frames are looking hopeful that she can get a little bit more going, so I'm definitely not going to be mad at it. And if Bitcoin can do a little something, maybe some of these altcoins can do a little something and start getting a little green here. Seeing a little come up on them. People get... Oh, look at you, Zcash. You're at 412 now. There's another coin I want to take a look at, if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen. I'll come back to the chat very shortly, but I'm not familiar with this one either. It's a new one. I'm not in it, but it's called Beat. Auderia, I think is the name of it. And let's see, Mexi's got it on futures. Let's see what that looks like. And wow. So this one is showing strength for whatever the hell it is. It's in a parabola. You've already hit your 1618 for that. And where you got rejected. Nice parabola. She's up kind of high right there. More of the 0.5 retrace, which makes this one a little tricky. So I'll entertain 368. Don't know if it'll hit that target or not. We're on the daily. Let's come down to the 4 hour. What are you looking like over here? That's nice. I think you need to chill the hell out. Let's see if we got some bearish divergence going on over here. There's some bearish divergence on RSI. We're on the 4 hour. Strong coin. Too high to buy now. Some people will look at it this way. I don't like to look at it this way, but you know, this level here got broken, so we broke above it, and some people will take a trade on that. It's not. I don't like to do that. I like to do the opposite of that when I get the chance, and I like to try to do the bottoms. And not everybody agrees with that, and they got their own reasons for that. But I can explain mine right here for you. A lot of the times when you're breaking out from a new from a high, breaking out the area, I mean, you're looking at expecting, no, number's going to go up and shoot up. Well, a lot of times it doesn't. A lot of times it just goes up a little bit higher, right? And that's what your fibs can reveal. You get a reversal area. This one went a little bit deeper, but a lot of times we come up just a little bit higher, and then we pull back. And so for the people that take a trade like this, and they're like, I want to wait till this level gets broken, and I'm going to enter a trade. You can layer in. That's probably, that's how I do. If I'm decide to take a trade like that, I like to layer in. I don't like to go all hog in at this, because they come back, right? And we're always looking for, if we make a local high, at least for a 382, but a lot of times you come down deeper. Sometimes you come down to 786, right? Just depending on what's going on over here. And that's from buying high. When you break out of the top, you can still come back in, and a lot of times when the people do that, when you do that, you get stopped out a lot. And so a lot of the traders and even teachers and things like that teach this method, it's a conservative method, but you do get stopped out a lot. It's a breakout trade, and all breakout trades get stopped out a lot because the market makers love to play with these ideas. And where you want to sit your stop loss, they go to hunting for them quite often. So not my, and the trading group I came from, they used to play these a lot. The buy high and sell higher. That's exactly how the mentor talked about him, Chris, when he was around. And I don't like it. I don't like it. Because what happens if you get a lot of setups like this in a trading group, right? You go, oh look, and maybe they're on the smaller time frame. We got a little flag. So look, there's a flag, and this and that. Well, I mean, it's good if it works, everything works out, and everything keeps going up. And that's cool. But if that was a pivot reversal zone, and maybe you got some more coming down, you go into drawdown on these things, and then what do they tell you, or what happens? Even the trading groups, they're telling you to trade spot. Well, you end up being a bag holder, and that kind of leads me to just some general rules, man. If you're going to trade a coin, spot, especially spot, and that's probably one of the safest ways to do it. Everybody wants to go leverage to try to make the big money, but you go leverage, you find out a lot of times it's hard to make that money with leverage because it can turn around on you and go against you, get you in a drawdown, and bigger drawdown than you would have been on spot, right? But a spot trade is usually what they give you in some of these trading groups, especially when you're starting out. And for the newbies, what happens a lot, well, they end up not putting their stop losses or whatever, and then they end up being a bag holder for whatever coin trade set up. And so the point I'm trying to make is, if you're going to be trading spot, and if you're trying to learn and things like that, try to pick coins that you actually wouldn't mind being a bag holder of. Like maybe only just trade those coins, like Bitcoin. That's a good one to be a bag holder of. If you're going to go spot and it goes against you, and you want to, it's a good one to be a bag holder of. The Inu coins and meme coins, they're not usually the big ones to be a good bag holder of. Gaming coins especially, those suck right now. So just saying that. But anyway, there is a conservative play here, risky AF, but so far so good. I would put my stop loss, well, shoot, they will come a stop loss in hunting. I would not go heavy on the leverage on a play like this, and I wouldn't go heavy on the position size. You just give it time to play out, and then maybe find a place to add. But this is a tricky one, and it's often it's a common entry that's out there. Okay, and it's effective. It'll work, but the people that preach it a lot, for some reason they don't like the bottoms. For some reason, I don't know why. I like the bottoms. And think about it this way: for a lot of the people that do setups like this, just depending. I mean, where they put their stop losses, a lot of times you might have had the same damn stop loss that you would have had if you tried to buy in earlier. But the rule is wait for confirmations or whatever. But then again, like I said, a little higher reversal zone come back in. A lot of times the guys are getting stopped out, and that's why I quit doing that, because I got tired of getting stopped out a lot. I even put my stop losses halfway through here sometimes, so that's why I no longer trade that way. But I was taught that a lot with just like everybody else. But think about it: you got a target. I don't know. Let's go with a 3-to-1. Just make a decent target. Say $4. If you're trying to do this, you put your stop loss at least here, and you could still get stopped out. All she's got to do is come back for a 618 or a 0.5 retracement, and you're in stop out area right there. Especially if it comes back to 200 moving average, you're gone. You lost that trade. Okay. Now, what a lot of them do, well, they'll say you put your stop loss down here, and that gives you, oh my God, that's 53% drop. That's just unrealistic. It gives you a 1-to-1, not even a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. So if you were going to really be safe, but that's the beauty of if you try to get down, entering on the bottom here. Let's say if it got above just this area here, get a much tighter stop loss. That's 30%. That's crazy. That's too high for me, even on spot. Nobody wants to lose 30%. That's crazy. Anyway, that's just me talking about some of the entries over here. I would rather, and this is why I like diagonal trend lines. The diagonals will tell you a lot. There's a lot that comes on. A lot of people are on the horizontal levels, and that's fine. It's a very solid strategy. One of the basics. But I hear some people discount the diagonals. Diagonals are cool as fuck. You get the retest ideas and all this. What if you got in on this diagonal retest right here at 166? Just taking that idea. Yeah, not bad. 68%'s up to right at this area right here to the top. Got up to 105% from there. And even if you were to wait and wait till it breaks this level over here, maybe you're looking at inverted head and shoulders or whatever, even getting in over here at $2 wouldn't have been that bad. But I would rather buy on a bottom area. I would rather buy on a Fibonacci retracement, a deep ass retracement, an 886 and a 786, and play those odds with a tighter stop loss than try to wait till we break a higher level and then play that only to watch it come back in and get me stopped out. So not only does it take all my time to watch and wait and everything and stay on top of it, and I still end up getting stopped out, whereas I could have taken, probably a tighter, like I said, if we were to enter right here now and just put a general stop loss below the second candle over here. Even if we went over here, now you're very likely to get stopped out here. It's 11% stop loss. It's too deep. Too deep in my opinion. This is 21%. It's still too deep. But that would be what you look at. But if we got in over here, we could definitely have a tighter stop loss, even if we went that 786 Fibonacci, right? Did we pull it wrong? Yeah. From low to high. .786 Fibonacci area, and then we can set our stop loss somewhere below. We can put that 1, put it right here, equal with that wick in case it does a double bottom, or even lower. Still too much. 20%. That's crazy on this one. But you just got more chances for it to work in your favor if you're buying a bottom than I think if you're buying a breakout of a top. I'm just saying, because the breakout of tops, they come back in. And I think the general mood is, well, we'll just, we'll break this level. It almost feels like price discovery. We're going for the next level up, which may be way up here, but will it get it? Or will it have to zigzag on the way up there? I don't know. Just my take on it. You get into whatever, you'll trade these different strategies, so you find something that works out a little bit better for you personally than not you personally. For some people, that is buying the breakouts and retest, and then for some people like me, it's like, I've got my ass handed to me too many times trying to make these plays. I have better luck if I'm trying to buy these bottom areas that everybody's afraid of. And sometimes that doesn't go for me either. Sometimes it will continue on down, or maybe even freak me out and stop me out or something like that. But those are generally my better plays when I can catch these areas using Fibonacci and using trend lines. Just my take. 11 people hanging out. Thank you for being here. How long we've been going? An hour and 20 minutes. Let me come over to the chat because, well, I said I was going to and I didn't. No lower low yet. Rounded bottoms. Rounded bottoms pay the bills. Triple bottom or nah, says Ave. I guess I need to come back and see what we're doing here. Mine in Fiat, says Joe. Oh, hey, Joe. How's Joe going? How you doing, Joe? Joe's a fellow YouTuber. Let's go give him a shout out over here. Well, there we are. Trade intuition right here. So Joe usually goes about 9 p.m. I think that's his time now. About an hour and a half before I go live at night, and he's out here teaching us the trading method. Now Joe is good for really good to follow mindset for trade. Go check him out. You'll see what he does. But he's a level by level trader, and if that appeals to you, he's a good one to follow for that. Joe used to be an admin in the trading group that I used to be a part of, the Crypto Revolution trading group back in the day. That mentor has passed. Couldn't take his Lambo with him though, sad to say. But the trading group over there got a lot better when they added Joe, and then some craziness started happening or whatever. So Joe's on his own right now, but Joe's a really good person to follow. All right, so Beat looks kind of interesting right now, anyway. Right? It's been strong. I don't know what the hell are you, Beat? That's what we were going to do. Come over and see what Beat is. What's the tokenomics look like? What is this asset that's upsetting the market and getting people to? Is it music related? It sounds like it'd be music related. It's got a circulating supply of 160 million. This maximum supply of 1 billion. Okay, I'm intrigued. So far, it's $2.99 right now. Market cap of 480 million. Looks like you're on Binance, or your Binance play. I feel bad about it, but this goes back to last cycle when Binance started, encroaching on Ethereum because of gas fees, and everybody started going over to Binance. And it was great, affordable. You could trade things over there without the gas fees, but then all the scammers and all the crap coins started being launched on Binance, and so it's got a reputation for having just... COAI was a Binance project. How's that doing? $20 to 50 cents. I mean, that kind of thing goes on a lot, right, with Binance. So what is this? Connect. I don't even know who you are. I like your neon. The Legend Reborn. Oh, we got a dancing girl. I'll steal you. Don't think I won't. I'll alter you. 20 years. What legacy? What is this? Dance. Okay. It's a dance party. I got a dancer. Hey, Jenny. Got some competition over here. What is this? Where virtual meets physical. Dance on a fit mat. Get fit. Double your rewards. Oh, it's like we got that dancing game on blockchain. Oh my gosh, that's going to be a multi-billion-dollar asset right there. What the hell? What am I missing here? What are you, Alderia? What the hell is this? Create? This is the one that's gaining hype, and it looks like it would bring your music to life with AI and Web3. Seamlessly create, share, and earn with AI-generated music. Power your sound with cutting-edge AI and decentralized identity. Okay. How are you going to step out the side of the traditional? I mean, I don't see it. I think it's got a good. I don't see it being practical. So they'll get you to create a bunch of AI music, but you have no audience. I mean, I have that situation right now. I've got a bunch of AI music. Crypto niche, by the way, that you're listening to right now. But you're telling me you can solve my audience problem and nobody even knows what the hell you are? I don't think so. Without going through the channels that streamings, I don't. What are you doing over here? I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about this, but I'm just kind of. I am a little suspect since it's a Binance chain thing. I'm just saying that's probably one of the biggest things. You get rewards, you can stake it, NFT, but you're doing all the stuff that we can do anyway for anybody that uses AI already, where they run it locally on their computer, which is slow as F, not as good, or you got some kind of service that you're already subscribing to generating. I don't know. You're not selling me on the reason for it. Oh dear, but it's selling a bunch of people over here because clearly this little sucker keeps going up. You're on a lot of exchanges over here. It's just Binance. For that reason alone, I will not entertain the idea of going crazy on this one. Token unlocks. Oh no. But you never know when it comes to these Binance projects. Well, I mean, I can't say it's authentic price action ever. You got whatever big money VCs or whatever that get these things going, and then they go up to a certain point, and then pull that little rug, baby. They're really. I think they've got a really good system for running these things up to certain levels, and then letting them suddenly be forgotten, drift in the background, and move on to something else to run up and get everybody doing it. It seems to be a game that they play with Binance. Nice. You can play it with them too, but don't get caught up on it. Another one that's doing good right now is Merle. Take a look at Merle. And looking at it on the daily, well, she's still up at 43 cents. Not crashing like some of the other ones. Like, I mean, just to give you an example, comparison, one of the hot coins from last time was DOT. Now, this is what it looks like on the daily. DOT, the one's going to change the world, interoperability, all this other stuff, right? And so on the daily for the last month, since the 8th, we went from... Are you serious? Oh, it's 2024, right? Okay, I was when the hell were you at $11, DOT? About a year ago, believe it or not. Really? I don't remember that. Damn. Why didn't I get out then with the rest of my position? Anyway, DOT, you're at $1.88. Oh my god. Oh my god. Polkadot is $1.88. So you got Polkadot at $1.88 versus what were we looking at? This thing called Merle, which I don't even know what the hell it is. Merlin? I think Merlin? Is it Merlin chain? Not Marlin. It's made a higher high over here. And looks like it may have made a higher low in that same candle. Flush out. Flush out. Little heartbeat pattern right there. That's interesting. When I see those, I think, what are you guys up to? You went down and then you went up and then you came back. So you wanted to flush out all the longs, take out the shorts, and then come back, and looks like you're trying to run it up, apparently. It's just seems to be what you're trying to do here. I'm gonna go with that candle body right there, bodies to bodies, in the middle of in the midnight. And again, another one I'm not in, but should I be? Should we be? Let's see what we can figure out on this. We looked at it before, 236. This was the wish I'd bought more in this area, 17 cents, and now you see why. So when last time we looked at it, pulled the high to the low, got our 236 fib. This is what you see me do all the time, right? And while you're in there, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I trust this. It looks kind of suspect. It can drop down. This might be over. But this turns out, if that is our low, this is the best place to accumulate. Right through here under your 236 Fibonacci area, which is usually a support resistance area a lot. This Fibonacci nails those little guys, which was the bottom over here. And so some people be looking at this one. It's made a lower low, and I've got to see it get above this before I feel better about it. And that's legit. So even if you waited till it got above 16 cents instead of buying it at 10, I mean, okay. Depends on how you look at all this ideas, right? So if you were to accumulate this very slowly, you had ample time from February all the way until September to slowly, patiently build a little bag of this. That's how this position trading works. It's boring AF until it starts paying off. But if you got a 10 and just took profit where some of the people were just thinking, okay, I'm ready to go in, you already made 77%. Okay. The people that might wait to get in here in a safer area of 18 cents, well, they're doing all right, up 151%, even with all the, got up to 200, came down to just 25% profit, and now we're hanging out at 150. It's been a little shaky. They're doing okay. But let's say you got it down here at this area about 10 cents again. Now you're up to 324%. Not bad. Again, I'm not in on this one. But let's see if we can figure out this little baby. Where was your all-time high? This is April 2024. Merlin chain. Now we apply this to the bigger picture. We see we're at the same thing. So in the bigger picture of things, we're still in the juicy buy zone. It's just scaled up. Same situation we were over here. This is just it on a bigger scale. Just putting that idea out there. If we can break out of this zone, and we might be trying to since we're making higher highs and higher lows, sounds the reason that our first target area right over here at 72 cents make a pretty decent target to shoot for a swing trade. So it appears to me that we might have a little something brewing. Now on the daily time frame here, so we're definitely zooming out on this one. What would it look like if you FOMO'd in now? I don't recommend to do it. A possible 65% gains to that target. Let's come down to the smaller time frame and see what we're working with. Double top at resistance, so we should be getting a pullback. Trend line. I would just, easiest way, I would be looking toward the bottom of the trend line, which is somewhere around 38 cents. We're at 43. Highly doable. Want to check a few other options we got with our fib, swing low to swing high, what we got in that area. 0.5 Fibonacci for a big pull up. Well, you've already done your little stuff there. That's workable. 618's coming in at 35. That would interrupt our trend line idea. Don't want to see that. Still play with our fibs here and see. That's just a double top. Pull from the wick here to the old toppy top. Now from there, you might get something out of your 618. So we'll get some confluence for a local 618. You might get that. A lot of stuff hanging through here. I could see us coming to retest the top of those areas around 38. But anywhere close as you can get to the trend line, the better the entry. And you tighten up your risk to reward. Remember, I like to if you agree with the way I like to try to get in. A lot of people don't. That's fine. I just find it you get some tighter risk to reward action if you're buying the bottom of trend line, and you can really dial it in, because to invalidate the trend would be to break the trend line, right? Stop loss is below the trend line at a decent clip that you feel comfortable with. I mean, it's either that or you buy the breakout. I prefer to buy closer to the trend line. And that's the reason, because I can control my risk a little bit better than if I buy at the top. That's just my take. And when it comes down to, when it comes to building an account, if your account's not growing, it is usually a risk management issue, okay? And I go through that too, especially on the like I said, doing this $100 account. Man, trading with a small account will force you to pay attention to your weaknesses, and that's one of the reasons why I like to do this every now and again. Pay attention to over time when things are going good and things aren't really going bad, you get kind of lazy with your rules. You get away from some of the stuff that you swore that you were going to add to your program. You're like, okay, and then suddenly the market changes and like, wait a minute, things aren't working as well as things used to work for me. Why is that? Your risk management and your risk management factors. You remember that little 1% rule For you, it might be 2%, just depending on your account size, but it's generally between 1 to 5%, 5% being a hell of a lot more degen than not. So if you're a degen, and let's say you got a $500 account that you're playing with, you little degen, well, that makes it harder. I'll just keep it with the $100 account because, well, that just makes it easier, right? Let's say you want to try this out. You tried demo account, but that doesn't feel real enough because you don't have real skin in the game. But a $100 account on Arbit, by the way, links in the description below. You get some perks over there if you sign up. I'm just saying. So you can do this wherever. Doesn't have to be exchanges. I'm shilling, but all right. So 5% of this would be what would that mathematically be? $5. So you could risk $5 a trade, be a degen, or you do the 1 to 2%. That's kind of what I'm looking at with the $100 account. Just risking $1, maybe at the most $2. But here's the important thing: pick your percentage and be consistent with it. Pick your percentage and be consistent with it. If you choose 1%, $1, stick to that. Why is that important? Because that's the only damn thing that you can control in this market is how much that you lose. And if you're being flippant with how much you lose, well, I'm losing 1% on this trade. Oh, I lost 10% on this trade. This trade lost 5%. You're just all over the board. And no wonder you're not seeing your account steadily grow and just seeing fluctuate or even just go down, because you're not being consistent with your risk factor over here. This applies to spot, more so to leverage. This is very important if you're using any kind of leverage. But stick with it with spot. You can go a little bit heavier on spot, but on leverage, this is crucial. This is, if your account is not growing, it's because you're more like ignoring this. Because even if you get a bad trade up, bad setup, or whatever, this is what protects you. So if you're only losing $1 for every trade, I mean, you got the possibility of doing up to 100 trades. Now, about the probabilities out of 100 trade that you're going to get some winners out of that. I mean, even if you're a 50-50, at some point you're going to get one that does more than you win more than what your $1 that you're risking. And it is only by controlling this risk that gives you that edge that you're looking for, that you need to grow that account. We would like to be, win at least about 6 out of 10 trades. That's actually excellent. And if you got that little edge, that one little edge there, winning 60% of your trades, that's where this helps you to kick in and start compounding and growing that account. And it's a slow process. And maybe you get some lucky wins and you just nail it out of the park and it gets you to your goal sooner. That's great. The trick is, if you don't follow this, you're going to give it up in the chop that follows that nice move, right? And that's usually the story. If you grow an account, it's because you catch a nice move up, right? And then she starts doing the flag to the upside or giving to resistance and everything. She starts getting choppy. And the gains are made here. And there's that part of us, I know it comes with me, that still wants to stay in that trade in case it wants to go up, rather than just cutting it off or something like that. Some people have trouble staying in the trade long. They get out too early. So we all got these little ideas that we're fighting with individually. Our little biases. Some people can hold a trade, some people can't. I can hold them for a while, sometimes too damn long. So I don't have that problem. I don't have the problem of jumping out too early. I'd say my problem is staying in a little bit too longer than usual. When it comes to like spot margin and things like that, definitely. All right. So the money's made when you run up, and then it's taken from you in the chop. Even so, you take your profit over here. Yay! If you did everything right, took your profit, and you're like, well, I still want to get in on this flag. Well, you can get chopped up over here trying to play this little range. As they do their little games, they come down lower, then stop you out or whatever. Come up higher, and you add, or maybe you get in, and then they, this is the area, the consolidation where they take the money back that you get on the run up. And this is where it's really crucial if you're playing to go with your strict percentage. But if I can share anything with you to take away from this that may not come out in your trading groups or channels that you watch when they start talking about this stuff, is be consistent with this. It's hard to do, especially if you got degen events like we do here on this channel, me too. But this has been, when I put this into practice, this is when I turn accounts around. When I follow this religiously, and I pay consistent, and I'm being consistent to the amount that I'm losing, about that 1%. I have it on a $100 account, and average $1. It's very small. $1,000 account, $10, man. What? $10 stop loss? Yeah. Yeah. If you want to stay in the game and not see accounts just slowly dwindle down, be consistent with the amount that you're willing to lose on every trade. Just my opinion. From my experience, that's the only thing that helps me climb out of these dips, is when I start really paying attention to this little thing right there. And doing a small account, like a $100 account, like what I'm doing on Bit, that really enforces, it makes you take a look at what you need to work on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've been going for how long? Too long? We come over to the chat here and see what we're talking about. Pete David says, good advice. If your account ain't growing, it's a risk management issue. Well, I mean, what else can it be? I mean, other than that, or you're just getting in a bunch of sucky trades, but then what is that? Well, you're probably not got you're buying too high or getting out too early. That's still part of your trade management and risk management. They start tying in together there. But yeah, this thing here, a lot of people, you're looking at it like, and when it's approached to, you think, it makes it sound like you can only trade with 1% of your account. You risk 1% of your account, right? Like if I had a $100 account, some people, new people say, you mean I can only make $1 trades? Well, no, you just only want to lose that $1. I know it took me a while to wrap my head around that when this information was first ever brought up to my attention here. Sticking with your trading rules and daily limits for losses. Scar Jesco says Turkey needs a recharge for tonight. Nightly live at 10:30. I do plan on coming back at 10:30 tonight. We're running on 3 o'clock right now. Let me just kind of catch up with the chat here a little bit. Like Dance Revolution. That was for what? Alderia. Scar Jesco says it will flip soon for DOT. Man, I hope so. I didn't know it was $1.88. I haven't looked at that one in a long time. Tau is a good one right now, says Scar Jesco. I hope so. I've still got mine staking. Oh man, you were down a lot though, aren't you? Let's zoom out on this guy. Meet Damien, by the way. You just saw him over there. He's another YouTuber, and I think he might have just cut off his live stream. Why the hell are you not over here anymore? There we are. So we had Joe from Trade Intuition. Everybody earlier, he's another YouTuber here. Worth liking and following. Go check him out. If you're not familiar with Meet Damien, go check him out. Now he uses our systems kind of overlap a little bit. He uses a 5 moving average strategy, similar to what I do here. He also uses Fibonacci's. There's some minor differences, but you follow people and see what they have to share with you and teach you. And he does a lot of live trading over there with his mindset, talking about it, and then that's important. When I was in a trading group, it was with the first place that I got direction on this, and that was 4 or 5 years ago, or whatever. The most important thing that I got out of that whole trading group, where I learned, wasn't from the videos, the boring ass videos. It wasn't from the trade setups, which show up way too many, about 30 a damn day, wondering why you end up with too damn many altcoins in your wallet because you got a degen trading group that were doing degen things and gave you degen habits, and that's a hard habit to break, man. I got too many coins because of that. So you can pick up bad habits from trading groups. I'm just saying. That's something you don't realize for a minute. I'm just saying, you can pick up and if they're teaching, they're not teaching you, solid information that they can prove. If they can't take you to a place like Thomas Bukowski's thepatternSite.com, I don't know how we got off of this. I was trying to plug Meet Damien, but I got off on this. I'll come back to it. But since I'm here, if your trading group can't break down where the statistics come from, they're just telling you all patterns break up or down 68% of the time. I even heard a reference to that today from a streamer that came from the same trading group I came from, so I know where they got it. Because that's what the mentor thought. Every pattern is 68%. Thomas Bukowski will give you a total different thing on that. And that's where the 68% come from. It's just that, well, they decided not to pay attention to all the other good information Alpha he's got. But if you're a pattern trader, traditional patterns, triangles, head and shoulders, and all that, Thomas Bukowski's your man. Free pattern. You buy his book, or you can go to his free website, patternsite.com. But he goes over Elliott Wave. He goes, there's a whole trading education right here for free that I took advantage of. Outside of the trading group I was in, because they weren't paying attention to this. They were just regurgitating information from other places, and some of it would be kind of on point, and a lot of it would not be on point at all. Some of it would just be some ego-stroking stuff just to say something out there to make you look smart. And you see a lot of that going on, too much of that going on here on YouTube. This trader has a good day, and then all of a sudden they're starting to spout all their infinite wisdom comes out, and then the trade goes south, and they're talking about all these reasons why that was a risky trade and they shouldn't have done it. And there's too much spin. There is too much spin here on Crypto YouTube. I don't see that out of Joe. I don't see that out of me, Damien. I do see that out of some of your bigger channels over here. And it's whatever spins to make them look good and make them look like they're the authority and have all the answers. And then they're just it'll flip-flop from day to day. One day they're talking against something. One day they're entering a trade saying, I'm just going to take this. It's a little trade. I'm just going to try it. And if it works out a week later, like, I did this just so I can show you how you can take a small trade and turn it into something big. I did this specifically to show you. You should, it's all spin. And spin is not truth. Spin is not real. Spin is manipulation. I don't like spin at all. And I see too much of it. All right, so Tal's at 265. What the hell, Tal? On the daily? Sorry, I got on the tangent. Okay, so Tal, I'm zooming out. I was looking at this guy over here. What did we do here? You pulled back to 0.5. Did you? Why, you little minx, you. So we're looking for a possible bat. No, you're not a bat pattern. I'm sorry to say you're not. You might be looking at you look for a sharky shark. Okay. So we had a possible shark pattern. Well, it did confirm and bounce from here. And I'm going to show you how this kind of works, the harmonic patterns. This is based on M patterns, tops or bottoms. But if they pull back to certain Fibonacci areas and then they go and hit another Fibonacci area, well, there's a high likelihood that they will come back down to touch a certain area, Fibonacci area. There's repeatable patterns in Fibonacci. And once this thing confirms, well, actually, this is after it confirms, it says it's a bullish pattern. That means it can be a reversal. So we can start looking for higher highs and higher lows. And this is Tal. And so, yes, this pattern indicates that this is possible to see 831, 916 out of this after it confirms. But it came down here and it went up. And what we do, we got some basic targets, short-term targets for this, other than these higher ones that we saw, the Moon Boy targets over there. Might take it forever to get there. You never know. First area to take profits on is your 382, which is the first area we came up to and got rejected at. Great area to get paid right there. So if you were looking at this idea and you saw it come down here and you got in and waited for confirmation, that's what true harmonic traders, even though the pattern plays out, they're always looking for some confirmations and things down here, the ones that I've been studying and everything. They're not just immediately jumping in like sometimes I do, hitting a fib level. All right. But let's say you were being responsible and waiting for some confirmations, break out of a trend line or whatever you might be, get over a certain moving average, and coming up to that first target, that's 53% gains from here. Second target, I don't believe it's been hit yet. Oh yeah, it did. It hit right over here. There's our 618 area, which is, I guess I should move you up a little bit. Tighten up my fibs. So the first target, and then we did a little bit better. Stayed around the 0.5 a few times there. You could have played that too, but the second main target, 526, which it came, and then it did what it needed to do. It got rejected there, right? We got the steep ass rejection. We started coming back down, and that's normal. You can get with these patterns. You can come back and do a double bottom from this area over here, this 886 area. Now this wick is throwing, it's throwing a lot of charts off for me. I'm trying to figure out, did this qualify for our double bottom retest, or Or are we still looking for? Is there going to be another one? Is this wick going to get candlesticked? That a big October 10th dump day that killed altcoins for good, just kind of knocked their heads off. Made everybody not trust altcoins anymore, give up on altcoins because they saw there's not a chance in hell. I mean, hell, if you go 2x leverage and you get liquidated on the 2x leverage because of some freaky ass, wild ass drop coming out of nowhere, nobody wants to put their money in shit like that. Nobody wants to wake up and see their hope and dreams just decimated and gone, and all you get is some lame explanation about some computer glitch, and you're like, well, hell no. You lose trust on the altcoins. It's going to be hard to recover from that. Thank you, Binance, for all that bullshit. Just saying. Tao. So, Tao, what are you doing here? So, I've got some targets down here at 225 that I hope don't get hit. I hope they don't have to. I would like to think that, this did do what it needed to do. But we've also got a possible harmonic going on over here, too, right? What does that look like? We went up here, we pulled back to what? 382 area, 0.4 area. Went up. Oh, shit. Oh, damn it. Okay. You're not going to like this, but we got two possibilities here that I can foresee. And that's pulling back to 187, maybe. Maybe. Okay, so maybe. Or 104. That's if this idea does play out. Okay. Doesn't have to. Doesn't have to. Let's pull our fibs one more time. From the wiki to the very toppy. And we were at a 618 area right here. And it's not holding. And if we're going to open up our lower areas here, well, this pattern suggests that the 786 is not the one to go for. It's either the 886 or the 113. She's in a pickle right now, possibly. Could be burning a slow burn down, or if we're lucky, if we're fortunate, this trend line can hold, and this is just a retest of it. Looking kind of iffy to me right now, but that's what we'll cross our fingers on. Tau, man, I've got some. I've had it staking forever. Let me see if it's added any more over here. It's grown a little bit, not much. It's kind of slow now. I've had it staking for a long time. I bought my Tau when it was around $50 to $70, and the biggest majority of it. And then I think a lot of it around 150. The last few that I bought to put in there, probably around that 150 range when we were there. Some people be looking at this as a possible double. Well, it would be with our harmonic idea. Definitely would be. Question is, are we going to come back down and retest this? The 104, we're hoping that doesn't happen. That kind of invalidates this guy over here a little bit. It could still work out, but it's not what we want to see. If we do continue down, I'll be looking at 186 area for support. If we do it. Right now we got a makeshift trend line on Tau from Wix to Wix to Wix to Wix. It seems to be holding so far. Maybe, kind of, sort of. High or low so far. Let's cross our fingers. Alright, so the other one I want to take a look at is basically gold. And I do it with XAUT. It's at $4,300 right now. I've got targets at 44.63 and 45.30 on this in short term, higher highs. Maybe even 47 and closer to 5. Yeah, we did. The full measure move I've got, AB equals CD, would take us about 51.87 if we're fortunate enough to do that. But gold is on a parabola, it seems, and she's trying to do a little something here. And I'm just wondering now. So you could also argue that this is a double top scenario trying to form here. So we got to keep our out for that. Swing high to swing low. You see we're at the 886. Perfect. That's pivot reversal zone right there. We could be coming right on down. Getting rejected right here at gold. Okay. And that's okay. And so we see where it comes back for gold. We'll pull our swing low to swing high. And ideally, we'll be looking for this 382. Ideally. If she gonna do this up here, most likely this 382 will be the place that she respects and bounces. And also be respecting this curve line, which is kind of subjective, but hey, we'll roll with it, right? So that's the first area I'd be looking for gold to try to hold if we try to bounce back down here. About, what is that, 4180 in that area. 200 moving average on the 4 hour is basically also lining up with that area. So retesting the 200 might be on the table if we're trying to. We're at 886 rejection area here. Pull back and then try to work our way up there. What does that look like on the measure move? I guess we can. I'm gonna not do it with the fibs. I'll just do it with the actual measure move. And do you take us? You're taking us over here about 46. Didn't line up with my other guys. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, so gold doing okay. Meanwhile, altcoins just can't seem to figure things out over here. Look at you, Adam. $2. Avalanche, you're at $12 again. Oh my God, what the hell, Avalanche? I think I got stopped out on that one. Layered out, so 1185 possible for Avalanche there. Next lower area I've got. Let's see what kind of, oh, you're at the trend. Oh, don't break that trend line. Avalanche, you need to pull a miracle over here. You need to do a little fake out, bounce off of that 1185 area if you can do it, and then get the hell back up. Don't want to lose this trend. This is our main trend line on the daily. It wicked down. How far did it wick down? Avalanche wicked down to 873 during that wick on October 10th. That was crazy. But then after that, it bounced right back up to $20. And ever since there, we've just been on a slow burn down. So what gets wicked, get candlesticked? Are we going to come back all the way down? I hope not. That would not be a vote of confidence for Avalanche. But she's not looking very happy today. I got to tell you that. Below the 9 moving average on the daily, she is not excited about being here. I don't see any way that we're not going to at least hit this area and maybe even go lower, but let's see what happens here. Maybe this will calm it down a little bit. Man, when it rains, it pours for altcoins. They just die quick. Postmodern Audi says, man, even if you got in at the breakout, you still got 100% return. Justin Makachek says silver is too expensive to trade. $5 a tick on micros. Oh, really? Alts are back in the buy zone. They might be, or Jim Makachek says I bought Cardano. I mean, I haven't looked at that one in a minute. Let's take a look at Cardano. How are you looking over here? Got Danzo, 38 cents. Zoom out. Well, I had an arrow pointing to 144. Highest we got up to 135. You suck, Road Dawg. I was looking for an A equals CD there. We got a nice rounded bottom. We got our little butt crack. This looks like the expansion phase. Let's clear this up and take a look. We're on the daily. Let's go to the 3-day, something bigger. Get rid of some of the noise here. I'm not a big fan of Cardano. I think they got too damn many tokens. But what I'm seeing here on the price action, I mean, overall, some rounding. We had our it wasn't much of a squeeze phase over here. And then it started expansion phase right here. That was our little harmonic butt crack idea right there. It looks like it's in a pretty decent place to try to go for it, honestly, it does. So I take this move right here. $786. Oh man. There is a little bit of a scary idea here. Where it came for that 786 retrace right over here from this low. There could be another harmonic pattern playing out called a butterfly. And it's a bullish butterfly, but they you're not going to like this part. Which would involve us coming down to a 1.272 fib from this guy. Let me see if I can show that a different way. Sometimes you'll see me come in with my fibs from these areas here. Oh, are we going here or there? I wasn't counting on you. Wait a minute. But that was you. Alright, let's take a look at this idea. There's something a little bit different right here. But no. Yeah, you qualify there too. So whichever top one I want to go with, that one or this one. It should be this one. I'm looking at it. Now, this is no guarantee. This is just an idea. Okay, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but there are some ideas there. Just with this harmonic, how it's playing out. Let's go with another idea here. From the very low, doing a little different over here, very low to where we are now. We're finding some support on the 886 fib. So I want to check that out first. See what kind of response we get there. Moving averages they could be better, but it's a mixed match. I can see where we can come back in these areas about 66. So I want to see what happens here since we got the big wick and now we're at the, what are you, what's your fib from that? 886 as well? Almost. Wait a minute. It's technically here, 786. Okay, there we go. We've got a little something going on right here. Maybe 38 cents for Cardano. Similar to this area. We'll see what happens there. I'm not as confident about the 4 cents. Oh my god, that would be horrible if you went back to 4 cents. If we go into a full bear market, oh my god, that would be horrible to see Cardano back at. Well, I haven't seen it at 4 cents since like almost 3 cycles ago. Because I bought it at 4 cents and held it for a couple of years, and it's still just like, oh wow, we're almost at 6 cents now. Yay. It sucked. Alright. So we got a little something here local. This is the 3-day chart, by the way, too. Let's go to the 4 hour and see what we're doing over here. That could look better. Just saying. Could look better. Alright. Well. Keep keep an eye on Cardano and see how she acts around here, about 36, 37 cents. If we can get some kind of bobbing pattern forming over here, that would be great. What are we on the daily? Yeah, 360, 200. I could see an argument for coming back to the 60s. And that would be almost, not quite 100% gains, but very nice. $1.7272 from here to there. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I like this one for right now, locally. Hope the Harmony didn't freak you out when I was looking at the other targets. I was just looking at some ideas. That doesn't mean that, you know, there can be some different things going on there. Postmark Audi says you could live off 100,000 USD for like 8 years in Japan. Last year in June, I was on a cruise using ADA to pay for things. 1.5 years later, it's down the hole. Well, you got to use it when it was up. You got something out of it, right? J Violet needs to get her wombats whooping these low prices out the door. Hey, there's Gator Squatch. How's it going, Gator? Good to see you, my man. Judson says my stop is 36.96 or about there. Might be 86, as I don't like to be that close to a round number. Oh, that's okay. 36. What'd you say? 36.96. My line is coming at 36.83 here. My bottom trend line there. What's going on over here? Let's adjust you a little bit. Tighten this guy up here. Go from the wick to the bodies. Touches this wick. This one goes through it a little bit. That's 33. We're hoping that she will take a nice little bounce here. How long have we been going? Oh my God, 2 hours. That's too long. Gator Squad says, hold tight, everyone. Next month, the games will begin. We hope so. What up, trading? Unless you're in UCN, you can't win. I don't even know what UCN. Are you a doctor? I need to get a checkup, blood work, etc. I want to pay in Bitcoin. Well, I specialize in breast exams. That is my specialty, and I do it as a pro boner service. It's very pro boner on my end, anyway. But I do offer free breast exams, and I offer it to Jenny every night. But she clocks out and goes home before I can, you know. Anyway, what? Yeah, I know. I'll tell HR I'll call him back. Why do they keep calling me anyway? Okay, so I got it. I don't know. HR keeps trying to. I don't know what that crazy stuff's about. It's all usually a bunch of crap. You need to be more favorable to people. You shouldn't talk about this. Not gonna. You need to do that. Shut up, HR. Bring the water and GAC tonight. Oh gosh, yeah, good ass coffee, which I happen to have right here. It's only fair that we pay attention to our advertisers. Oh, thank you for mentioning that. I forgot. Our sponsor.
Morning's gray, the clocks are full, the world outside moves slow, so slow, but there's a spark, a golden glow, good ass coffee's here, you know. Oh, the best part of waking up is good ass coffee in your cup.
You're fortunate I was looking for my latex gloves. I usually have a latex glove down here for my doctor days. So there will be no prostate exams today, unfortunately. Breast exams are still on, though. Those are free. We don't need gloves for that. Hey, Let's make sure your breastises are up to healthiness. I'm just saying. We'll weigh them. We'll adjust the contours. We'll make sure there's no lumps where there need to be. We'll take care of them breastises for you. Swear to gosh. One Up Trading says, look at UCN. What is UCN? Unkin. It's on XC. What the hell? That's a lot of wick action going on there on the small time frame. What is this? What is this crap? What is 1689? What are you? Well, you can't argue it. This one's just up and to the right.
Yeah.
What the hell? Well, let's see what this is. U-Chain. It's got an $84 million market cap. Maximum supply is 100K. Circulating supply is half of that. Well, that sounds almost too novelty. Is that functional? Let's go see what this one's about. That is very low. That's a very low number. It almost seems like it's almost unfeasible. But the low numbers is why you got a big ass number over here, okay? That's why you got $16,095 for one coin versus a decimal and 8 zeros and 236 for those ones that have the multiple billions of coins. You can get more traction, you can get more gains quicker on these guys with better tokenomics, right? And I don't even know anything about this project, but the tokenomics is clearly what's been helping this one out. Revolutionary blockchain technologies by U-Chain. What are you? What is? Oh, here we are. A high-speed blockchain able to process more than 2,000 transactions per second is the perfect solution to improve every aspect of our lives. U-Chain scalability. Possibilities are virtually endless. What will be developed with U-Chain? Yeah, okay. We are working on many excellent features and platforms to build better solutions for modern lifestyle. That was too generic. That's a bunch of fluff. We will be happy to present these features to you after the development. And y'all don't know. NFT marketplace, because those NFTs have been awesome on fire this cycle, right? Woo! You remember NFT season? Yeah. No, because it didn't have one. We didn't have an NFT season this cycle. Had it last cycle, and my thoughts on it last cycle, this looks like a big ass distraction. And it turned out to be a big ass distraction with a bunch of money laundering basically going on. Meme coin portfolios. Oh, those are meme coins are always, your top performers, right? Game sector, that one's been a winner. All right, so U-Chain, what's going on here? I tell you what, let's go to Grok. Hey, Grok. Grok, give me the skinny on UCN coin. U-Chain. Is this a high project? You got any red flags that we should be aware of? Just trying to do question marks. All I'm trying to do. Give me the lowdown. All right, so let's see what we got. Let's see what Grok can dig up about this and general sentiment and stuff about this coin. Any red flags? Oh, are you doing a deep dive or something? Grok 4, you're supposed to be fast. Okay, so it's a relatively new, launched mid-2025 blockchain platform touting high-speed transactions, over 2,000 transactions per second, with a focus on scalability, data storage, transmission, and real-world utility. All the buzzwords that you need to get a lot of people to buy your coin. It's built as an ecosystem for digital assets, including crypto wallets, U-Wallet. Okay, well, they got that. A debit card. Okay. U-Crypto card. Okay, well, we got some products then. Marketplaces, umarket.com. Trading bots, ubot. Everything's got a U in it, I see. Security tools, UDefender. Never saw that U coming. And resource markets for energy bandwidth staking. The native token UCN powers a network used for fees, staking resources, payments, and ecosystem access. The mission is to enable instant cross-border crypto payments and Web3 adoption beyond just trading. How many coins do we need to do? How many projects need to do that? Because it seems like they're all trying to do that. A lot of them are trying to do that. Current stats price is $16.95 USD, up 0.4% in the past 24 hours. All-time low of $23 August of this year. Oh my God. If you'd bought some of this in August, wow. Circulating supply is 50,000 UCN. Market cap is 85 million. That's not what we had over here, was it? Anyway. All-time hit today at 16,095, so you'd be buying today at all-time high. Is it hyped? Yeah, moderately hyped in niche crypto circles right now. Recent all-time highs amid broader market crash. Bitcoin down 30%, 500 billion wiped out. UCN bucked the trend, up 10% monthly. Official X account pushes community engagement and highlight resonance. Bot alerts and trader chatter on X about new highs, but not massive viral buzz. More steady interest from ecosystem users than meme coin FOMO. No major celeb endorsements or pump group spotted. Red flags, a few that make it feel a bit hazy. Nothing screaming scam, but proceed with eyes wide open. Anonymous team. Zero public info found on founders or developers. Searches pull up an unrelated 2018 ICO project also called Uchain with a shady history, aggressive marketing, unfulfilled promises, blah, blah, blah. The new one's team is Ghost, big transparency gap. A low supply, high volatility, price volatility, only 50,000 coins circulating out of 100,000 maps. This setup screens pump potential, but also rug risk if whales dump. Some trackers flag circulation supply issues. Okay. Early stage and unproven utility products like the debit card and bots are touted, but adoption metrics are vague. No clear user numbers or partnerships beyond basic exchange listings. Roadmap mentions Web3 decentralization, but details are tight. Name reuse echoes. The old Uchain was a red flagged ICO flop, could confuse investors or signal lazy branding. No recent scam reports on X or web searches came up empty, and the casual YouTube audit pegs it 70% legit, 30% scam risk. No audits mentioned publicly. The official website crawls oddly. Minimum content, not a great look for trust. High risk play, not a slam dunk hold. It's not outright BS. The tech pitch, fast transaction per second, real utility and payments and staking water has legs if the ecosystem delivers. All right, so maybe it's something. Maybe it's just a little, a new little way to maybe. It would be the tokenomics and the hype. There's some bearish divergences forming all along this ride up there, though. At some point, she will break. I don't know. It's hard to do a chart like this. I don't know that I can. We can use a few tricks. You already got past one of them. Let's see, this is 4 hour. Let's see what we can dial something in over here. There we go. Let's try that again over here. Well, I think it's the same thing. I keep getting the wrong thing. Oh, we got something now. All right, let's take a look at that. Zoom out a little bit. Had to go down and work our fibs over here on those first candles to get some levels here. All right, so I'm getting this guy right here about 1743 as the area that we'll be watching out for, probably the main rejection here. It's just got past one of the areas right here. A 786 extension, also a 1.1618, and we went past it, so inclining us that this will probably be the one that we're going to bump our head on, and then maybe get a retracement. Its retracements are, you know, they look like this. It comes down. Is that like 30% or something? No, about 7%, 8%. Interesting project. Expensive AL as hell right now. If it does go up a little, up to our next target area there, it's only about 3%. I've never heard of that project before. Interesting. UCN. Postmark just says, good ass copy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and call this one a day. I didn't mean to go 2 hours, but clearly we have. We've been about 2 hours and 20 minutes today. Take another look at Bitcoin. And she's at 85,000. Have you been continuing to drop? Did we hit our target? What happened with you, Bitcoin? Are we still hanging out? What's going on with you? We came in there and we redid our numbers and stuff. Our area, yeah, you're at 786. I'm trying to find the last one we did. I thought it was this one. All right, so we're finding some support on a 786, but I'm still looking at an 886 area that could come into play, and that's down at 80,003. Here on the 15-minute, we're still below the 9 moving average on Bitcoin. Not great. Ichimoku clouds kind of, I mean, we could pull up to it eventually, or it could be rolling over. It's not being helpful. The 9 moving average, that's not great. Being below it, let's come down to a smaller time frame like the 3 minutes. Below it on the 3 minute, well, you just suck ass today. Below it on the 1 minute, you're below the 9 moving average on everything. You got a 618, that's awesome. I would love for it to bounce off of here. It bounced off of here before. If it does, maybe we can get up to these areas over here, 86, 87. That would be kind of cool. That's looking more for an AB equals CD type play off the 618 if that holds. If it doesn't hold, then we would need to hope for a higher low and still respect the 786 Fibonacci area. Maybe come back and actually retest the actual area, or maybe the local 786 for this low to high here, right around 85,400 area. Doesn't, I mean, we're heading the opposite way right now, so you're like, oh, we're good. Maybe not. We could be bouncing up and down, just working our way down here. So we don't want to assume that this is not going to hit at all, that we're just bouncing off the 618 golden pocket and everything's just fine. Maybe. And this is where, you know, the things like trend lines come in to help you. They help you validate things. So if we break the trend line, get above here, then, well, chances are, well, that probably did work. We can't break that trend line. We get rejected over here at this area. Well, chances are we can just be rolling our happy asses over right here and then coming down to this area that we're looking at. So what are we going to do, man? It's kind of our two options we're looking at right now. You're getting some bearish cross here. The 50. I'm on the 1 minute though. 50 over the 200. So a little shaky right now. Zoom out just a minute here to the 6 minute. So this is false move Monday for Bitcoin. We've leveled out so far. Wick down to 85, 126 area. Possible to go lower, or possible that we're level out. We're respecting this area at the moment, and what we're looking for is some kind of bottom pattern formation here. Some kind of double or triple bottom formation as we consolidate on this area and start looking for some higher highs and higher lows locally on these smaller term time frames. This is really what we need to see here, some accumulation and stuff. And if we can get something like that, then maybe this area is a holding. Otherwise, we do have some lower to go here. My personal opinion is that this 335 probably they've probably done a lot of the scaring that they wanted to do for Monday, false move Monday, and maybe we'll see a turnaround tonight and things will start looking a little bit better tomorrow. Maybe we'll start climbing up. I don't know. As we drop this far now, what it would take for us to get back to 100,000, if that's as feasible as what it was before, maybe. I was hoping that we would be closer to it at this point in the not this point in the week, but this week, that we would be closer to it than what we are. We seem to be going the opposite direction, but maybe we've hit our little stair step here, our little lower step, and then we can start climbing back up. There's some GAN analysis that points to a flash top, like a run up that happened around the 19th. I'm just kind of curious to see if that plays out. So far, it doesn't look like it has a snowball's chance in hell, but wouldn't be crazy if that did happen. Things turn around bullish and we start running up by the 19th, which is only 4 days away. So you need to start doing it now, Bitcoin. Just saying. Christmas rally now. But yet another disappointing day for Bitcoin and crypto. Bitcoin drops and starts killing all the other altcoins. Sizes that for a few that are starting to look a little interesting. We looked at most of those tonight. Only one I didn't look at was Raydium, which is under $1. Might be a good time to pick up some Raydium, or figure out an area you're comfortable picking up some. Okay, being under $1 is not that bad. Guys, I'll see you tonight. Thanks for hanging out. 12 people. If you haven't hit the like button, why not? I mean, we got Elvis.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Where else do you get Bitcoin Elvis? Only here. We're the only channel with Bitcoin Elvis. We're the only group that Bitcoin Elvis wants to work with. That says something, ladies and gentlemen. If Bitcoin Elvis trusts the turkey, you can trust the turkey too. We'll see you guys tonight. Bringing some altcoins about 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the normal show. I just do some random daytime ones whenever funky things are going on in the markets usually. And we are in a funky area. We'll see if we can hold it. I would love you to hold it. Please hold it. I don't want to see 80,000 just yet. Come on. Come on, Bitcoin. Do me a solid. Thank you for hanging out, guys. Going to the end screen. See you tonight.
Overdosed on all coins, chasing that high. Grease my poison, watch my dream fly by. Stooping moves, stacking like a bad trip. Spin, overdosed on all coins, where do I begin? With the market laughing, feel the crash come down. Grease my bad habit, wear me like a crown.
Hey, Glasshopper, good to see you, my man. On my bag with memes. Says I love these daytime streams, dog. Well, I would rather do them than me sitting here just looking at the damn charts all day. I really need to start putting together some digital products and trying to run this digital business thing going on here. I'm thinking about putting out a course, mostly for the trading group access, and maybe make it available to some other means, but just tossing around some ideas of things to do during this downtime. When we're in bear market vibes, usually a good time to start working on some of that kind of stuff. So just trying to figure out a game plan for the channel here, but and if I don't have a solid play, it's just easier to stream than I guess get to the serious work. I like streaming, man. We can share more ideas this way. Just hasn't caught on that much.
Let the lessons grow. Shield a coin on hype. Ignore the red flags. Greed had me tripping. Now my bag's in rags. Stupid scams calling. Famos cruel game. Altcoin overdose. Burning with shame.
Don't bend over around that candle, that candy cane. She's a freak. Don't let her trip you out. She'll surprise you with that candy cane. I hope your health issues get better, man. May God bless you and Jesus heal you. The 1 minute Bitcoin chart. Are you going to break out of the channel? I'm black to the upside. Are you trying to break out of this channel? I hope you do. Oh my gosh. That's funny. See you guys tonight on the night stream. God bless. Jesus loves you.